Hey guys, it's Godbars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 78th episode of my series where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it had, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. While the overall point of my channel is to educate people on the countless different types of classic hip-hop in virtually every decade, the debut album by Dead Prez is one of the best representations of the culture you can find. This may have just been a personal observation, but when I was a little younger and still mostly ignorant on hip hop, I kind of just assumed that the 2000s was the worst decade for rap music and didn't have any quality in it. I quickly learned that it wasn't the case I thought it was when I started becoming more aware of underground hip hop through artists like MF Doom and Aesop Rock. I strongly feel that you can pull most of any beloved subgenre or style from the 80s or 90s and find artists in the 2000s who were doing an updated version. For example, the early jazzy boom bap that Tribe and the entire Native Tongues really helped popularize can be seen as a direct predecessor to the Soulquarian movement that artists like Erykah Badu, The Roots, Slum Village, and Common helped take into the new century. Some people may not think the early 2000s has an equivalent to a political, explosive rap group like NWA or Public Enemy, but that's where they'd be wrong. In fact, there's even a line on one of the first songs here about being a cross between those two iconic crews. Of course, I'm talking about M1 and Stickman of Dead Prez and their revolution-filled debut Let's Get Free that was released back in 2000. I really see less than no reason that any fan of the old school golden age fight the power movement wouldn't love or at least commend this album. Even if you aren't into that and maybe are a younger fan who's into To Pimp a Butterfly era Kendrick, as long as you're interested in social, racial commentary, and artists who shine a spotlight on areas often led in the dark, then this is the album for you. Especially at this time, because while plenty of interesting hip hop was bubbling up in the underground, most of the people who ran the charts at the time were at least relatively materialistic. This isn't to say the MCs dominating at the time weren't insanely talented or had nothing to say, or even that they should have been less materialistic. I just think when you look at the content from most of the top guys at the time, like Eminem, Jay-Z, Cameron, or 50 Cent, there wasn't exactly an excess of pro-black revolutionary hip-hop. Fortunately, Dead Prez tackles so many different aspects of freedom fighting, they cover all the bases that were left open. While this album's main theme is inspiring underprivileged African Americans to rebel against the powers that be, that encompasses so much more than just the violent acts produced from being backed into a corner. Of course, that's a big part too. A lot of their beliefs are very based in what the Black Panthers were doing, and the feeling of we aren't going to take this abuse lying down is palpable. But that also expands to relationships, inner turmoil, education, American and African history, as well as health, both physical and mental. There's a track about eating healthy where they share their vegan beliefs and how what you eat directly affects how you feel, and they were pretty damn early, especially for hip hop. And I think hearing these talented, energetic young rappers promoting veggies and exercise could and probably did change how many young listeners viewed those things. That isn't a select example either. They have songs on psychology and how the mind is a gem, even a tool with immense power. There's also Animal and Man, which is a clear reference to Animal Farm, where they give a shortened synopsis of that story in their own way, and the steamy love song Mind Sex, which emphasizes how getting laid isn't as important as a real, genuine connection. Even the song about being content and grateful for the positive, beautiful things in life is sort of a step outside what you'd hear the quote unquote normal rapper attempt. This isn't even mentioning the biggest song to come from Let's Get Free, the fittingly titled track Hip Hop, which I'd say is the closest thing to an official anthem the genre has had this century so far. The term "it's bigger than hip hop" displays the spirit of this LP in 5 words, and they even use that track as the theme for that dope Netflix rap documentary series. The song is full of lyrical gems that highlight the themes of this project, one of the most iconic being when Styx says, "I'm sick of that fake thug R&B rap scenario, all day on the radio, same scenes in the video, monotonous material. Y'all don't hear me though, these record labels sling our tapes like dope. You can be next in line and sign and still be writing rhymes and broke. You would rather have a Lexus or justice, a dream or some substance, a Beamer, a necklace or freedom. Still a dude like me don't play a hate, I just stay awake." Another favorite is on We Want Freedom, where he raps, "Imagine having no running water to drink. Chemicals contaminate the pipes leading to your sink. Just think, if the grocery stores close their doors and they saturate the streets with tanks and start martial law, would you be ready for civil war? Could you take the life of somebody you know or have feelings for? If necessary, I got cousins in the military, but as far as I'm concerned, they died when they registered." And you can't ignore the killer lines M1 starts his verse with right after, those being, "Yo, this world is oh so cold. I think about my ancestors being sold, and it makes me want to break the mold. Fuck the gold and the party, train yourself, clean your shoddy, tell me what you gon' do to get free. We need more than MCs." On the production side of things, Dead Prez did a good amount themselves, but they also had some assistance from Headrush, Kanye West, as well as Lord Jamar of Brand Nubian. There's also a good amount of features. I'm not going to name every guest vocal on here since there's multiple phone calls and samples from speeches or movies that get listed, but some of them include Chairman Omali Yeshitela, Prodigy, Tahir, People's Army, and Maintain of Illegal Tendencies. For this forward-thinking LP, my honorable mentions are I'm an African, They School, Police State, Assassination, Psychology, Happiness, It's Bigger Than Hip Hop, Propaganda, and The Pistol. My three favorite songs overall on this thing would probably have to be We Want Freedom, Hip Hop, and Behind Enemy Lines. Thank you for watching my 78th video. Next time we're gonna hit Compton to talk about one of the highest selling albums to come out of the West Coast in the 2000s. So check that out when it drops, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your favorite songs off this amazing protest piece are. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.